Hi, Urban fourth graders. It's Miss Sanchez. Today we are going over our new spelling pattern for Unit 1, Week 2. This week you will be doing long A patterns. So, over the years, you have probably learned a bunch of long A patterns, and this week we are going to go over all of the long A patterns that you have probably learned since you've been at Urban Academy. So grab a paper. We're going to make a chart because these are the patterns we're going over this week. You will be doing long A as a closed syllable with just A, no accompanying vowels to go with it. It's just A making the long A sound by itself. You'll have the diphthongs AI and AY that also both say A, and we're going to go over the trick for noticing those patterns as well. You're also going to have A with a silent E. That was probably one of the first ones that you learned. Then we'll also have EA and EY. Those normally don't seem like they would say the long A sound, but you'll see soon how they make the long A sound. And last but not least, we have the EIGH pattern. Again, that doesn't seem like it says the long A sound, but once we go over a few words, you'll see exactly where it fits in. Here are our long A patterns. So write these down, and we're about to get started. So the first set of words we're going to do is going to be for our long A sound with the closed A closed syllable. So a closed syllable means it's a vowel that is in between two consonants and is not close to any other vowel sounds that will help it say its name, like an I or a Y or an E, like you're used to. This is going to come in the middle of several different consonants, and it's going to make the A sound all by itself. So our first word is major. So let's tap that one out. A, J, or major. How would you spell that? Okay, hopefully you've tapped that out successfully. So let's spell it. A, J, or one of our R controlled vowels. Major. So as you can see, the A is right in between two consonants and it's still saying its long vowel sound. Major. Okay, let's go on to our next word. Our next word would be labor, as in doing hard physical work. Labor. Let's tap it out. A, B, or labor. How would you write that one? Let's write that one together. Labor. O, A, B, or labor. Hopefully you have that down under your closed syllable long A chart. We have major and labor. Let's move on to our next pattern, AI and AY. Okay, so our next pattern is going to be the diphthongs AI and AY. Whenever you are spelling or reading or writing long A words and you know you're using the diphthongs AI and AY, here's a little trick. AI usually comes in the middle of the AI word. AY usually comes at the very end. Sometimes you'll have instances where AI will be at the very beginning or AY will be somewhere in the middle, but usually, for the most part, those are the rules they follow. AI comes in the middle when you're tapping out and blending. AY comes at the end. So let's start with two AI words first. Bail. B-A-L. As soon as I tap it out, I will write it. B-A, my AI is in the middle. O, bail. Our next one, rain. A, rain. As you can see, my AIs are in the middle. Then we have some AY words. How about today? To, d, a. Today. Or stray. I found a stray cat outside. So that has one of our blends. Stir. So that's where I'm going to start. Stir. A. Stray. So take a look at those and write them down in your chart. What are some other long A words using AI and AY can you think of? Ale or ain, today, stir a. Okay, our next pattern is going to be one of the easiest and probably the first one you learn. This is going to be long A with a silent E at the end. So that means our E doesn't make any noise. It's just there to help support our A in making its long vowel sound. So let's try with something easy. Face. You have an amazing looking face. A. We have our soft C making the S sound. Face. Or how about one with one of our blends? Graze. The animals like to graze the grass. So I have grr, grr, a, z, with my silent E. So I have ace and a's with a silent E at the end. Again, super easy and probably one of the first patterns you learned. Let's move on to our next one. Now we're going to move on to our pattern with EA making the long A sound. Typically, you wouldn't think that EA would make the A sound, but let's go over a few words and you can see exactly where it fits into our long A pattern. How about the word break? Don't break that vase. Burr, a, k, break. Burr, a, k, break. Let's think of another word. How about steak? I had a nice juicy steak for dinner. So I'm going to write st, our blend, st, a, and our last sound, k, steak. St, a, k. So we have ache and st, ache with our EA pattern. Okay, write that down in your chart. Let's move on to our last two patterns. Our next pattern is EY. So let's start with the word they. They are in my class. A. Very simple, two sounds. A. Or how about the word obey? Obey the rules of the traffic lights. O, B, A. O, B, A. Obey. Okay, get those down on your chart. And let's move on to our very last pattern. Our last pattern is EIGH. All together, these letters say the long A sound. Again, this may be something you're not really sure about when you think of the long A sound, but let's get into it. How about the word neighbor? So let's tap that out first. A, B, or neighbor. Let's start to write it. I'm going to write my EIGH. So I have neigh, also the sound a horse makes, neigh, and then the ending sound bore, neighbor. There you go. That EIGH is saying the long A sound. A, burr. And our last one, how about, what does Santa ride in? A sleigh. Sl, starting with our blend. Sl, A, EIGH, sleigh. Go ahead and write these down in your chart, and you can even underline the different patterns. Here goes my EIGH, sleigh. Okay, Lions, hopefully today helped you a little bit with getting ready to practice to study for your spelling words. Again, we're doing long A with A, AI, AY, long A with silent E, EA, and EIGH. All of these patterns give us the what? Long A sound. Okay, Lions, go ahead and practice, and I'll see you later. Bye.